And with that, I would encourage everybody, when you're in that kind of energy, always keep some comedy around you. Now, Deepak Chopra said that the chemical composition of a tear of joy is totally different than a tear of sadness. It's a totally different chemical composition. And I don't know whether he was pulling my leg or not, but I said, I like the sound of that. So, and grief is an interesting process. And I've grown up around death my whole life. I grew up in Northern Ireland. And grandfathers and grandmothers and people being killed and stuff like that. So it's been growing up around death a long time. And it wasn't until Andrew passed that I fully understood the complete process that is death. And it's what we're living on earth at the moment is one chapter. And in one of the songs, he gave me the line, it's one grain of sand in an hourglass of a whole bunch of time you haven't used yet. Okay? So don't sort of get down on yourself on this planet. There's more to come. It's a to be continued scenario. Okay? So if you're not getting it here and you feel a little bit down in the dumps, don't worry about it. Just go to YouTube, type in Eddie Izzard, Star Wars, where he does the whole Death Star thing. It's amazing if you're a Star Wars fan. But that's what you do, and you try to stay above it, which is all we can do. Now, the reason I talk at the beginning, I've got quite a few spirits jostling through at the moment, and they're not willing to line up, so they're not paying attention.
Andrew can't get him to line up?
Andrew's not even concerning himself with that. Andrew's sitting behind his chair, waiting for questions directed to him. He's King Andrew right now. He's got his pure heart crown on. Okay, now, has anybody been to a gallery or not been to a gallery reading before? That's what this is called, by the way. It's called a gallery reading. Okay. You are the gallery. Okay. And I learned a lot of my techniques from John Edward, including the Don't Tell Me No. Because I watched him right when he had his first show, and he was a little bit off as far as being able to handle the information that was coming through. And he used to say that the spirits used to hold him hostage, that he had to stay with you and with you until you validated something. And I'm thinking, in my work, that is a complete waste of time. Because I'm stuck here, and you're getting people, and real people get annoyed. Why is he still with her? She got an hour, you know. So I would always shout at the TV, John, get over it, they don't hold you hostage. You know, so halfway through his season, he's miraculously stopped doing that anymore. They weren't holding him hostage anymore. So I think he was learning the process as well, which I think was really, really pretty cool. Because getting the information is one thing, but being able to deliver it to somebody is totally different. Now, the trickiest readings to do are the one-on-ones with someone sitting across from you. Those are the most difficult as a medium. The next up from that, the easier again, are the phone readings. Those are real easy, because you don't have to see the person's face. You have to watch their body language. It's very easy not to judge. It's all energy. And those are, I would say, the simplest readings as far as one-on-ones go. But the easiest readings to do are the gallery readings.
Somebody's going to show up.
Somebody's going to show up. I always have, if there's no people, I can always have a couple of animals I can talk to. And there's quite a few animals in here tonight. We even have a horse. We've got a horse's energy. Someone had a horse who passed. And if anybody wants to claim the horse, good. But we're not going to start with the horse. Could be a donkey. Looks like a horse. But because somebody will always show up. Now, during the process, during my process, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to raise your hand, because I also teach mediumship, and I like to answer questions about the process and where I get my information from. And with that, I will begin.